Isn't it ironic that if I asked you all right now, if you had a student that wanted to work in the marine industry or in the boating industry, right now, where would you send them in the state of Michigan? It is very, very difficult for me to understand with as much water and as much boating and fishing and all sorts of different things that we do with water. There's not really a landing spot for a student to pursue this particular career without having some sort of onboarding or training from a local business or company. So I have the pleasure in the last few years of meeting and working with Kelly Kirchhoff. She represents the Michigan Boating Industry Association. And if you've been to the boat show and you've been to some of those great events, that is the professional organization that's behind it. And she has a guest as well today, Gina, who is from the Great Lakes Boat Building School. So we are excited to have them talk about how we can actually penetrate this career pathway for our students that's high in demand, can have some fun, I would think, with it too. And so without further ado, Kelly, the screen is yours.
Oh, thank you, Sarah. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me today. That's so true. We are here to just create career awareness for our industry. Lots of great things happening there. We're building great pipelines, and I have Gina here with me today from Great Lakes Boat Building School, one of the pipelines for the industry. So with that said, again, thank you for your time, and we're going to get started. I just need to share my screen. I think I can do that now, right? Okay, fantastic. And let me make sure that you can hear this. Let's see. There we go. Share computer sound because we have some videos. Bear with me for just a moment if you would. Can you all see that? All good?
Yep, we can see Kelly.
Fantastic, thank you. Okay, we're here to talk about the careers behind the fun today. Again, I'm Kelly Kirchhoff. I'm from Michigan Boating Industry Association, and I'm the Workforce Development Director here. And with me is Gina. She's the Communications and Outreach Coordinator for Great Lake Boat Building School.
Yes.
For on our agenda today, who is MBIA? We are Michigan Boating Industries Association. The strength of Michigan's boating industry, the importance of workforce development for marine industry initiative, and the careers behind the fun, the workforce development video, marine training school scholarship information, and career website, our goals, and how you can contact us. All right, who are we? We're statewide nonprofit trade. We have 350 members. That includes marinas and dealers throughout the state of Michigan. I don't know if you're like me, before I knew or even heard of the marine industry, I'd be driving down the street and would never have noticed all the marinas and dealers. Now I drive down the street and there's probably like 10 on M59, you know, in my area that I'm commuting that day. So now that I'm talking about this, you may be more apt to see those in your neighborhood as well. Our mission statement is advance, promote, and protect the boating in Michigan. Where does Michigan stand? We're the third largest marine market in the US. That's pretty huge, especially since we're seasonal. We are behind Florida, and California and Texas are tied for second. So we are behind them, but that's pretty big, you know, considering we are seasonal. When I say seasonal, though, I don't mean jobs are seasonal. Only the seasons are seasonal. Also, number 3 in the registered boats with more than 835,000. So again, we're number 3. Our industry's impact. Boating has a more than $11.7 billion economic impact on Michigan's economy each year. Supports more than 1,500 businesses and 58,000 jobs. Nearly 50% of Michigan's population get on the water each year to boat and fish. Also important to keep in mind that we have 157 marine manufacturers. Some are listed here, and I'm going to turn it over to Gina for a moment. I think she wants to add something here.
Yeah, thank you, Kelly, and thank you guys for inviting Great Lakes Boat Building School to be a part of this today. As Sarah mentioned in the beginning, it's surprising the lack of training available to people. We at the school talk about the boating industry being like the largest silent industry in Michigan. We're just surrounded by water, but we're constantly running into students who just do not have this on their radar. And one of the issues that that's causing, as in many trades, is that there is a serious lack of employees for these jobs. And you can see here on Kelly's slide just how many different companies, industries, businesses, and opportunities there are out there for students. We are very lucky that the marine industry really is supporting training initiatives to try to get students into school, trained, and into a company to begin work. And so at Great Lakes Boat Building School, we have several sponsorships with different businesses who will actually pay a large portion of a student's tuition if they agree for a 1-year work commitment after graduation. So a couple examples of this would be Tierra Yachts. They are in Holland. They are, if you've never been there, an incredible facility. They offer 2 $15,000 scholarships or sponsorships every year for GLBBS students. We also have Irish Boat Shop. They have locations in Harbor Springs, Charlevoix, Traverse City, a little further up north. They will also do a $15,000 sponsorship for a student every year, and then they hire that student on. After a year of work, the student can decide if they want to stay or leave, but I will say that they tend to stay because working on the water is wonderful, and a lot of these industries provide a really excellent work experience and a lot of opportunity to continue growing in your role as well.
Whoops, sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. That's
Are you all set, Gina?
I am, yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for that information. Thank you. State of our industry. This is really important to note today. The National Automobile Dealers Association reported in 2023 that just 39,000 new technicians were coming out of colleges each year, with roughly 79,000 job openings awaiting them. The marine industry faces the same challenge. The pressure is on us to attract and retain customers.
What, Toronto in a week?
It's vital to our industry. Boating businesses must provide the service, the boats, engines, and equipment those customers need, which means they also must attract and retain a skilled workforce. What is MBIA doing to address current challenges? We're working to create career awareness. We're reaching out to all of you, educators, CTE directors who lead students to career paths. I came from education, and I never had thought about this as an industry to share with my students or the trades. I had just never thought about it, but who wouldn't want to work on a boat? Who wouldn't want to be on the water? So it's a pretty exciting industry. I think I talk about this later too, but our main focus is technicians right now, marine technicians, marine mechanics. Promoting and building educational programs. There are many available and more on the way. We'll talk a little bit more about that too. Promoting careers in our industry, keeping in mind the transferable skills. You can work on a car engine, you can work on a boat engine. So we really want to promote the transferable skills as well. We attend high school career quests, some of them college career fairs, and we have career days at the Detroit Boat Show, which is, I think I have the dates wrong on that. That was from last year, sorry about that. But we are going to be hosting a career day on February 3rd this year, and I do want to invite all of you to attend that, and I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go. One of the Michigan career quests that we did, I thought this was really cool. It said, I learned about a new profession from Michigan Career Quest, and boating was on here. So that was pretty cool to know that we made a difference at that particular event. Okay, here's the career day at the Detroit Boat Show. You're all invited. Come by yourselves, bring students, you're all welcome. Please reach out to me to help with registration. Again, it's February 3rd from 11 until 6 o'clock. You could plan a field trip. You could send this out to your educators. You could come alone. I am working hard to get something worked out where we can do another presentation like we did last year, and that would just be for counselors or educators, and we have lunch and we do a quick presentation, and then you're free to visit the boat show. And I'm hoping to get sketches offered for that, but I'm still working on that since we're not an educational facility. I'm not an administrator of that, so I'm working on that. More news to come on that. If you did not receive my newsletter, if you'd like to be added to that, if you could just send me an email today, that would be fantastic. And if you'd like more information on that, I could send that as well. So you're all invited. It's a great day for students to learn about boats and talk to people in the boating industry. Jobs behind the fun. Despite Michigan being the third largest market in the country, a few realize the career path behind the fun. How do students' interests align with our needs, keeping in mind transferable skills? Skills such as electrical, HVAC, marine technicians, fiberglass repair, and so many other skills are in need at boat dealer and marine locations across the state. We need to change the misperception that jobs are seasonal. They are not. These are full-time, year-round, well-paying positions with benefits. Like my boat just got pulled out of the water last week. It needs work. So what are they going to be doing over the winter? You know, servicing our boats. We also have the Detroit or the boat shows too that keep us all busy throughout the year. There are a lot of rewarding careers in the boating industry, and I have that up here too. Salaries within the recreational boating industry typically range from $35,000 to $100,000. Get that question a lot. Great question. I thought this was really cool too. The owner of Jefferson Beach Yacht Sales posted this on her website. She said we have a ton of jobs available that pay well with diverse work environments at good companies of all sizes. She said, it is very stable work. Layoffs aren't even a thing in many marine businesses these days because there is plenty of work for all year long. We have not laid off any service team members for over 15 years. We're looking for lifers who want to grow and develop into top marine industry technical experts. It was pretty cool to read that. All right, and I do have a video here that I would like to share. I hope that you can all hear it. I did share the sound. I'm going to play that right now.
This isn't your normal 9 to 5. It's not your average commute to the office. Every day, there's a new puzzle to solve, and no 2 days look the same. We get hands-on experience and continue a boating tradition passed down from generation to generation. This tradition has survived recessions and has been able to adapt and grow with new technology, continuing to provide opportunities for young marine techs like me. But what I love most about this job is showing new boat owners the ways of the water, sending them out on the first of many adventures. This isn't your normal job, and that's why we love it. The boating industry is full of opportunities, including careers in service, electronics, carpentry, fiberglass, sales, and many more.
All right. Oh, I'm going to play that again. Sorry about that. Let me see what's happening here. Sorry about that. Okay, so talking about schools, we do have a list here. I did it again, sorry. Okay, training schools, post-secondary. Macomb Community College has a program, Great Lakes Boat Building School, and Lake Michigan College. However, with all of that said, these are fantastic programs. Gina's here to talk about Great Lakes Boat Building School. My however part of that is we are trying to create a larger pipeline for counselors, educators, secondary students to enter once finishing up school if they have any interest. But that's all in the works right now. That's all part of our initiative to help grow the boating industry. So with that said, I'm going to hand it over to Gina.
Thank you, Kelly. Yes, so for those of you who are unfamiliar with Great Lakes Boat Building School, we are a marine trade school located in Cedarville. That's about 30 miles east of the Mackinac Bridge in the Upper Peninsula. We offer 2 training programs. One is the Comprehensive Career Boat Building Program. That is learning the construction and repair of wooden boats. It's very good. It's a very good program for the students who are interested in things like construction and building, things of that nature. It's really an artisan skill. There's a lot that goes into it, and students in that program find work at restoration shops, custom builders, things like that. Our other program is the Marine Service Technology Program. That focuses on the engines and kind of all the things that make the boats go. So that program tends to appeal to the students who are really interested in automotive, or, you know, just working with their hands on engines and things of that nature. That program has become very popular in the last few years because as time goes on, boats are becoming more and more electrical. There are more systems being built into them. So we try to cover a wide range of things in both classes, but particularly the MST, to just give our students a great foundational education for the different types of things that they may experience when they leave school and go to work in a shop. Both programs have a nearly 100% placement rate after graduation. There is a really high demand for students, and industry partners are really trying to encourage people to go and get these skills and are happy to hire them on after. And that was a great quote from Jefferson Beach, Kelly, about, you know, we're looking for lifers. That's a hard thing to find. It's hard to find a career that's going to allow you that opportunity to continue to grow throughout the course of your career. The marine industry is certainly one of the places that students can find that. As far as our programs go, we offer different types of certifications for students in either class, depending on what their interest is and what they're looking to do in their career. So we offer 4 certifications through ABYC, American Boat and Yacht Council. Those includes systems and standards, electric certifications, gasoline and diesel certifications. The first certification that a student takes is built into tuition. So the students don't have to worry about paying for that certification. When they leave school, they already have it, but they're able to pay additional for additional certifications that they'd like to receive. So a student can pretty much earn as many certifications as they're willing to put the work in over the course of the year. Certifications are $150 per test, which is significantly cheaper than if an employer has to send an employee to go receive that training and test to be certified elsewhere. So it's a great value to the marine businesses and makes the future employees very, very valuable. Through our MST program, our students are become certified as Mercury Level 1 technicians. So we do have a partnership with Mercury Marine, and they provide that certification just worked into the course. But Mercury technicians, that's another thing where you can just keep going up. You graduate as a Level 1, but you can continue to climb that ladder. So lots of opportunities for growth in both programs.
Very impressive, Gina. Thank you. Can you share a little bit about job placement? I'm always impressed when I hear about this.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, since you're swinging it back to me, there is another certification that we offer. It's from Ilmore. It's an inboard certification. So that's for the comprehensive career boat building students. Again, that's just worked into the program. We have additional partnerships with different companies who will actually come to the school and provide specialized training for students to get them certified. An example of that would be we have a great partnership with Axo Nobel. They do spray finishing, like spray paint finishing for boats and things like that. So they actually come to the school, they train the students how to use the equipment, they provide the equipment. We put up this giant inflatable paint booth in the parking lot and have the students go out there and practice that. So again, just a lot of different ways that we try to incorporate the needs of the marine industry into the curriculum. As far as job placement goes, the saying at the school is anywhere there's water, there's work. We have students who come from across the country to receive training at Great Lakes Boat Building School, and they go to work across the country as well. So we have a very wide range of ages that we see at the school. We get the students who are straight out of high school looking to get that and start a career. We get the midlife career changers who have been doing something else and aren't happy and looking to make a change. That's where we see a lot of those transferable skills come into play. You know, if they've been working on construction and want to do something that's a little different, or maybe gives them a little bit more growth opportunity, they go look into marine work. We have had students go, gosh, we had one go to Australia. I mean, there's just everywhere that they're working on boats provides an opportunity for employment. And we do from time to time get the hobbyists as well, which is why we aren't at the exactly 100% placement rate, because sometimes we get people who attend a year of school because they're looking for the opportunity to fix up their own boat and things like that. So but yes, there's a ton of opportunity, and we see that in a variety of ways through the sponsorships that the businesses provide for our students, and also, just in our student services. We help students if they come to school and have a particular area that they'd like to live or a particular business that they're looking to work for. We're able to help them make those connections before graduation. So we're always gunning for our students to get the very best career that they can, to get a career that's going to pay them what they're worth. And it's been very successful.
Thank you. Thank you, Gina. I'm going to back up just a little bit too and talk about secondary. I have been working really hard with the Department of Education. I've been pushing to try to get more Marine into the CTE program. So I'm hoping that we see some changes there as well. Again, building that pipeline, getting the students interested, getting them some training, hopefully in the high school CTE programs, and then off to post-secondary and then placement. Working on that pipeline. Okay, and then the Great Lakes Boat Building School on campus visit day is November 9th. Gina?
Yes, so we do several visit days throughout the year to encourage students to come out and check out the school. It provides an opportunity to actually meet with the instructors, to ask the sort of questions that they're interested in. We get a lot of questions on housing, paying for school, that sort of thing. A lot of our students do not come from the local area, so checking out Cedarville is always an experience as well. Especially for those who have never traveled across the bridge before. So we would encourage any of you who are interested, or if you have any students who you think may be interested, to share this information with them. The on-site visit day will be on November 9th, but like I said, we do several of these throughout the year. So if you follow us on Facebook, you'll get notifications for more visit days in the future. It's free to attend. We provide lunch, and when the weather permits, we take you out on a boat as well, because if you really want to get somebody excited about working in the marine industry, you got to get them out on the water. So I will say the February one, though, that doesn't happen. You don't want to go. We're really excited to, I think we have about 20 people signed up for the one coming up. We get a lot of students who are interested in applying for the year ahead, but we also see a lot of families that come through with, the high school student who may be interested, but also they bring their younger sibling along because it's something that they're interested in as well. So it's definitely good to get them thinking about this in the younger age so that they can start to make plans.
Thank you. What a great event. Okay, and we do have some scholarship information to talk about. Arby's, we call it, a non-for-profit 501c3 corporation, was founded in 1986 by the Michigan Boating Industries Association to provide financial support for education, training, and professional development in the recreational marine trades. Specifically, Arby's purpose is to offer financial assistance through full or matching tuition and program funding for MBIA members, employees, family, and students whenever funding is available. All the applications are due by May 1st, and you can find this application by visiting our website. So I invite you and encourage you to encourage those students that have any interest in working in the marine industry to apply for this scholarship. Yep. A video on that. I think I'm going to skip that video for the moment, though, and keep on going.
Oh, Kelly, can I jump in on scholarships quickly?
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So this scholarship in particular is one that comes through for a lot of our potential students. We actually had 5 students at our school this year who qualified for this scholarship. They received between $1,000 to $2,500 depending on their application. So this is a fantastic opportunity for people who are looking to come to Great Lakes Boat Building School, but also just to get into the industry. There's also a lot of scholarships available for Great Lakes Boat Building School, including including one that is called the CTE Empowerment Award, which is a $1,000 scholarship to any student who comes to us and has participated in a qualifying CTE program during high school. So if they did welding, building, auto, power equipment, things like that, those all qualify them for this scholarship. They just need to have carried a 2.0 grade point average through that course. Last year, I don't have figures for this student here available yet, but last year, 85% of our students qualified for some sort of financial assistance, either through veteran benefits, scholarship opportunities, sponsorship opportunities. So there's a lot of help to pay for schooling, and being a one-year program, it is less of a financial burden for students who are looking to really get that training and get out in the workforce. A typical year at boat building school costs about $25,000. The sponsorships typically come in at $15,000, so it's a large chunk of that. And the scholarships can vary, but some of them go up to $10,000. So a lot of opportunity there for financial help.
Thank you, Gina. All right, let's see. We have, I think, 10 minutes left. Oh, you know what? We're going to watch the video. For some reason, my screen is not clicking. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we have career resources. Please visit our careers page. That's up here on the screen. You'll find videos, scholarship information, career information, as well as marine training school information and additional scholarship resources. I think this is the last video that I want to share. And then what I'd like to do is just stop the videos and the presentation and open it up for any questions if we have time for that, Sarah. Okay, fantastic.
It's always changing. You never know what the next day is going to bring, or even the next 10 minutes.
It's definitely constantly evolving and changing. I'm on the sales end of things, so you know, constantly developing and fostering new relationships with customers every day.
We don't slow down quite as much as you'd think. You know, there's a couple of weeks usually around the holidays, like in most businesses, where things are slack, but there's always something going on.
We do boat shows and stuff like that, which keep us busy throughout. And then when we work on a lot of boats, we have a lot of winter repairs or bigger jobs.
There's a lot of planning that's involved in the boat shows that we do throughout the spring and winter months. Promotions we'd like to try and do during the year.
The opportunities are you get to play on the boats and things like that, meet all kinds of different people, competitors and all that you'd think can be harsh, turn into your best friends.
Make a lot of connections. I've met so many different people that I don't think I ever would have met.
There's a lot of different things and skills you pick up just being around boats and the whole boating operation.
It definitely offers you the flexibility of not sitting behind a desk all day. I grew up on a lake, was raised around boats and the water, and so it's just always been a passion. And everyone always says, make what your passion is what you do for a living. So it was easy.
Go ahead and stop this, stop sharing. And I think there was some questions in the chat, but I'm terrible at doing that and monitoring the chat. So I'll look over there too. Are there any questions that I can answer or Gina can answer?
So I'm going to jump in, Kelly, just because I want to talk about from my experience as a school counselor. And One of the things that Kelly talked about is that Macomb Community College does have a certification program for a marine tech. Kelly, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think is it 9 weeks? How long is it?
The program is 8 weeks, I believe. Yep,
Okay,
8 weeks.
so just so that you all know, so that particular program is 8 weeks. A lot of it's remote, and then there is some lab work. It is in the continuing education department at Macomb Community College. It is not a credit-bearing course, and so FAFSA funds do not pay for those particular types of courses because there's no college credit attached to it. Students learn some very, very basic skills in that particular course. It does give them a certificate of completion. And it's expensive. I'm just going to keep it real. It's not cheap because students would have to pay out of pocket if they're relying on Pell Grant Michigan Achievement. One route a student can go, that if you're interested, is getting them connected with Michigan Works. And Michigan Works is able to help provide funding to be able to pay for that particular program, but there is a lot of different qualifiers associated. So I guess Gina and Kelly, like the big question I always have, and Kelly and I've connected so many times about this, like we have a student in our office, they talk about maybe this is something they're interested in doing. What is our next step as a school counselor?
So if they have interest, they can always reach out to me and I can hook them up with a local marine or dealer. Maybe they can go visit and ask questions that they may not get the answers from either you or myself. Only the technicians can answer those. So we can hook them up so that they can go do a visit. And then they do need to decide which college they want to go to. And as you and I have been talking, Sarah, we are working on that pipeline to have more opportunities for these students. We know that there's a need, great need for marine mechanics and technicians in our industry. So we are continuing to work on that, build that awareness, build those pipelines. But again, you can always have those students connect with me and I can help get them out into our industry.
Yes, and to add to that, I think advocating for these programs is definitely a big part of it, because the reality is that we need more students need more options to be able to get these. Speaking for our school in particular, we are an accredited program or an accredited school, so financial aid does apply for students seeking training at our school. However, we are a longer program. We are a year-long program, but it's a more comprehensive education that you could find than at one of the shorter programs, but that doesn't work for everybody, and location can play a big part in that. We also, at Great Lakes Boat Building School, we have an articulation agreement with a local college. So if any of you are familiar with North Central Michigan College, they are located in Petoskey. We have an agreement with them that a student who comes and trains for a year with us, receives their certification, successfully completes the program, can transfer those credits down to NCMC. It counts for over halfway towards an associate's degree in general studies. And something like that is a really great option for a student who doesn't want to just be maybe a marine tech, but actually has a goal of, owning a business or something like that. They need to get that technical training. They also need to get that business knowledge. So, we're always looking for ways for our programs to expand and kind of meet those needs. But for some of the smaller programs, I really think advocating for them and trying to get them included and, just have more options for students is so important.
Absolutely. Sarah, does that answer your question?
Yeah. And then what would be some like crosswalk CTE programs that the counselors could just sort of make a comparison if a student's in a particular CTE course that skill set would translate into your industry?
So the small engine, I would say.
Okay.
Is that what you're looking for? The small engine programs? Yes. Yep. Transferable skills, working on the engines, small power engines. But again, we're working on adding that marine part in there too. So it's not just, I'm trying to think with the, lawnmowers or what have you. It would be more of working with the boat.
Right. Anybody else have any questions? I mean, obviously there's a lot of front office opportunities as well, like with sales and marketing and all of those different things too. But I definitely want to encourage you all to look at the boat show opportunity. The Career Days is a great event. You could take some students for free, walk around. There's some very intentional work there to help your students learn about those different career pathways at the boat show event. There's no cost that I know of, with the exception of you providing transportation for your students. So definitely take a look at that as a fun, that would be a fun field trip, something a little bit more different than what we're used to visiting a community college or a trade school with our students. So if you're interested in doing that, Kelly, you would be the direct contact for these careers.
I would be, yes. Please reach
Okay.
out to me with any questions, or if you'd like to register for the field trip, or if you'd just like to come by yourself, you're also welcome to do that.